So I realized I have some time to film a video today, and I thought to myself, well, what do the people want to see? And I think what's been highly requested is I talk about some books. Actually, the only actual request I've gotten for a video to do, and this, I mean more of a suggestion than a request, is that I eat fruits with the peels still on them. So, look forward to that coming eventually, I guess. I told you guys I'll do whatever. The stupider the better, quite frankly. But yeah, I guess I've gotten some positive reception from my last video, so that's cool. One person pointed out that authenticity is one of the reasons we watch big YouTubers. He didn't give me any reasons why people watch small YouTubers. Ultimately not super helpful. I don't know, I guess I'll just fake it till I make it, Fake authenticity till it's real. Anyway, I'm just gonna show you some books I own. Some people like reading, and I'm one of those some. So, first book we've got is one of my all-time favorites, Restart by Gordon Corman. He's kind of the king of middle grade fiction. It's written for middle schoolers. I'm no longer a middle schooler. I got sent back a couple grades, so back to elementary school for me. But it's about this guy who falls off of his roof and gets amnesia, so he has to kind of relearn life, which is something I do daily without amnesia. So suck it up, dude. But no, I mean, it's a funny book and there's heart to it. Sorry, I feel like anything that's described as having humor and heart has one of those Dove seals of approval on it. If you know, you know. But anyway, I've read it a couple times, just myself, and then I've read it to one of my siblings, and who knows, it might be worth reading for you. Michael Vey. This is the first book. It's about this guy who has electricity-related superpowers, essentially. It's a long book series. A lot of things happen in it. Somebody's tongue gets cut out of his mouth as opposed to his armpit. I don't know why I specified mouth, but anyway, that guy ends up in a monkey cage. A lot of time is spent in the jungle, more so than you'd think for a series that starts in Idaho. But yeah, it's a solid series. I have a lot of attachment to it just from it being read to me when I was younger, and then me rereading them myself. Another book for my shelf, and these aren't my favorite books of all time necessarily, they're just kind of interesting books I have, but a book from the legend himself, Brandon Sanderson, Legion, The Many Lives of Stephen Leeds. Now, you might take Many Lives as like a cat thing, like a cat having 9 lives, but it's not quite that. It's not even like the many lives I have as a fugitive from the government. The implication is that I have many aliases that I go under to remain undetected by the powers that are trying to find me. In case that wasn't clear. Basically, it's about this guy who hallucinates a bunch of people in his head. I guess it would be multiple personality. Well, I don't know. I'm not a smart person. He's just this a genius guy who gets wrapped up in some crazy stuff. So that's pretty specific. They should honestly hire me to write the descriptions in the on the flaps of books, because I know what I'm talking about. I honestly don't remember too much from it. I've only read it once, and it's 3 novellas all in one book. So each novella is kind of its own story. It's not one cohesive novel per se. Anyway, it's a fun one. It's interesting, kind of strange. Has a really great opening line. Okay, last book here is The Circle Trilogy by Ted Dekker, which is actually 3 books. Tricked ya. The books are black, red, and white. It's about this guy named Thomas Hunter who ends up split between present-day Earth and some other kind of fantasy world. He ends up having a life in this other world. He switches back and forth between worlds every time he falls asleep. he wakes up in that world and then falls asleep in that world, wakes up in our world. So I guess you could say he also has many lives. A couple lives. A couple lives. You could say he has a couple lives, and you could be correct in saying that. It's a pretty wild trilogy. Giant bats are a pretty big part of it. Evil bats. Anyway, my siblings have been outside while I'm filming this, and at least one of them probably wants back in, so I should unlock the doors and be a good sibling, maybe. But thanks for watching, if you did watch. I'm assuming you didn't skip straight to the outro, because that's probably the part you'd not want to stay for out of all of it. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. I'm just speaking words. See you in the next video. Hi, Mom.